Sabrina Huynh. I'm 19. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, and I'm excited about being able to go home to go to sleep.
Oh, where do you
Yeah,
go? So you're in college,
yeah.
or where do you go?
I go to Loyola, so it's like right next to Tulane.
Fun.
hmm
Do you enjoy it?
I really do. It was a weird transition at first, but that's most things in life.
Yeah, yeah. In terms of like the difference of weather from like where you grew up, is it the same?
Oh yeah, I'm from like North Louisiana, so like
Oh,
we don't really get snow, we get sleet, so it gets a little bit chillier up there. But I prefer
okay.
warmer weather, so that's fine.
Okay, cool. So it's not like it was a giant move. Like you're still in the same,
Mhm.
almost the same. Okay,
I'm like
perfect.
6 hours away, so it's still a little bit of a distance, but it's not like a cross the country move.
Like driving or flying?
Driving.
Oh, okay, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, no, perfect. Um, okay, my next question is going to be a little fun one. If you were to give me a talent or a skill that you have that you feel like no one knows about or very few people know about, what would that be?
Okay. I do you know that it's a dance on Just Dance. It's like the Russian one
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
where it's like that one. I can do that
Yes.
one really well.
Stop. Do you still play Just Dance?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I
It's
wish
like
I
a
had my
hobby.
Wii. Ugh, you still have your Wii or do
It's
you play
like
it on
it's like the old Wii.
Oh, I
But
know.
when I'm at school, I watch the YouTube and I just mock it. It's like so
I
silly.
love so fun. You just when you're out with your friends, you just break down to
When I'm in my
questions.
room alone, that's when it comes out.
I love it. Okay, that was a great way to kind of get us a little more comfortable. I love that.
Mhm.
My next question is if you were to give me one accomplishment or a personal project that you either have worked on or are currently working on, what would it be? And tell me, like why you're proud of it.
Oh, okay. So last year, my freshman year of college, I did a marketing internship with our school's like dining hall company,
Okay.
and um, it was more of a marketing internship, and we got to plan like actual events. Um,
Okay.
I did one for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We called it Pink Sweet Treats because one of our other coworkers, her mom passed due to breast cancer. So I thought it'd be very great to be able to give back into the community. So we had like a tabling event where we had like pink cookies and letters, and then we had students. Our president even participated in it, and we got to write letters to chemo patients. And then at the end of the month, we delivered to Ochsner, which is a local hospital in New Orleans, and
Yeah.
the patients got to read it during their chemo. And it makes me really happy knowing that someone going through a really hard time in their life, how a little action that I did could make it less difficult on them.
Yeah.
And then we started it last year, but then we did it again this year. So hopefully next year we could do it again. So it's like an
Yeah.
annual thing, hopefully. But that's a goal I was really proud of myself for.
What a beautiful thing to do. And I know that probably felt so rewarding. In terms of like, uh, what are you in college for? Is that kind of, do you want to go into
Yeah,
like
yeah.
medicine?
No, I'm political science.
Oh, okay.
hmm
Cool. So what exactly do you want to do with that?
Okay, so I want to do more immigration rights.
Oh, nice.
So I did a little internship with this. It's called the New Neighbor Project. They do ESL and like citizenship classes for like newly immigrated Americans, and then I get to teach like weekly lessons to these people about like how to pass the test. Because my mom, she's been in the states since I think the late 70s,
Mm.
and she this year she just got her U.S. passport.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's like there's not a lot of access and support because they're already fearful that they could be like
Yeah.
documented and sent back, and so
Yeah.
it's like it's a very vulnerable moment. So
Yeah.
that's what I really want to do. And then I realized with immigration rights, there's not much I could do, but there's a lot I could do as a policymaker.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose political science. So then later on, I could impact policy. So people won't have to be so scared and vulnerable about something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. No, I love that. That's so beautiful.
hmm
Do you want to work more with like children who have immigrated here or like adults?
There's not a specific preference. The clinic I did, they help juveniles and adults.
Okay.
I think with adults, it's a little bit more impactful because they're a little bit more, it's like the pride gets in the way. Also, they know the consequences fully, so then
Yes.
they're less like incentivized to go out and find these resources because they realize the consequences. So honestly, anyone I could help doesn't really matter.
That's beautiful. I love that. It seems like you have a very big heart, and I can just tell from the 5 minutes that we've been speaking. But very very good quality to have. Um, my next question is: so you are obviously in college, and you are studying to kind of get your dream job.
Mhm.
In terms of like how you would define education, what would you tell me?
I think of privilege.
Okay.
Um, since like my parents, they're Vietnamese refugees. They never had a chance to be educated either in the States or their home because they had to work when they were younger to support their
Yeah.
parents. So when I think of education, I think of how different my life would be without it. And then for Americans or people that are able to receive a college education, I feel like it's such a gift that you don't realize it is a gift until you realize other people don't have those same opportunities.
Yeah.
So even though it can be difficult most of the time, all the time, I just remind myself that like my stress is someone else's dream.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Hmm.
I put that on a t-shirt. I love
Yeah.
that. So in terms of if how do I describe this? If you could pick a topic or a skill that you really wish was taught in either
Hmm.
high school or in college, what would that be?
Oh, honestly, learning another language.
Okay, yeah.
I think thinking in a different language really programs your brain in a different way that I can't even describe.
Right.
That if everyone had to know another language, it would make people a little bit more like sympathetic towards people that aren't so familiar. And
Yes.
then with that, you can, I don't know, you can just learn by someone's body language that you can deduct how they feel. So even though like a spoken language is so important, being able to like learn a new language and then only use like your body language in a way is kind
Yeah.
of interesting and a skill that isn't really focused on, I think.
I completely agree with you. Being someone who speaks another language, I speak Arabic, and I
Oh,
moved here.
cool.
Yeah, I moved here when I was 6. So, I was born in Iraq originally. Giving you my
Hmm.
backstory. This is
Oh,
your
I
interview.
love it.
But so when I moved here and I kind of had to be around everyone that only spoke English,
Hmm.
it was so weird to me when I grew up and I was like now a fluent English speaker and I'm seeing other people who only speak one language interact with other people who speak more than one language. It's very the sh- the vibe that they give off is almost like I don't want to speak to you and I don't care about what you have to say. And I'm like, oh my God, like
It just
you
feels cold, like you're like alienated just for not knowing
exactly.
a specific language. Yeah.
I know. And so I completely agree with you. I think that even if it's like you aren't proficient in that language, still learning about it and still understanding that your one language is not the only one that
Hmm.
exists in the world. And like there's so much beauty in different cultures and different languages. So I completely agree with you. And I know like in a lot of states like Spanish is the one that's taught most. Like sometimes
Hmm.
people learn French, but like let's have choices. Like, let's have more.
Yeah, like I want to see some German or like
Yeah.
Arabic.
Italian. Like, I want to learn.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I love it. Um, okay. Tell me about someone that you feel like has left a really large impact on your life and why.
Okay. I think in high school I did debate, and
Okay.
I went to a public school, so like we weren't really that good, but our coach was very impactful because I was really shy in middle school and elementary school. I think it was that like language barrier,
Yeah.
and I had like a little bit of a stutter just because I was so shy, but I think that public speaking and her encouragement really inspired me and helped me discover um, how powerful your words can be.
Yeah.
and it gave me more confidence to do more advocacy work and just do more in general. And then just to realize that where you come from isn't what that matters. It's how much effort you put in.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it would be my debate coach in high school.
Do you feel like that was kind of like your origin story of like
Yeah.
why you want to go into what you're going into?
I think it honestly, if I wasn't poli sci, I don't know what major I would be. I'd probably be like an esthetician or something.
Nice. I mean, you have
Um,
wonderful skin, so
Thank
I can.
you. Thank you. That could be a plan B. It still is. But it honestly, it made me discover a lot about the world that I wasn't aware of. Because I'm from a small town like Shreveport. Like, no one really cares about different, like, global issues. So
Yeah.
that made me and inspired me to learn more. And then ultimately, that's why I am where I am.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful. You be a trendsetter, girl. Be a trendsetter.
Thank you.
Yeah. um, okay. Do you feel like well, I know you already said this, but if you want to elaborate, my next question was going to be if you have a cause or a social issue that you're really passionate about.
I I think it changes honestly because I think
Okay.
each time I work with a new project, I am more aware of a specific need, so then I'm more inclined. But ultimately, I think my main goal would be like immigration
Yeah.
issues. I
Yeah.
think that's ultimately where it lies.
Yeah. Love it. And that's where you want to go into, so it makes sense. Do you feel like there has been a specific challenge that you've really had to work through? And in terms of that challenge, do you feel like that has shaped you to who I'm speaking to today?
Maybe not like a specific challenge, but more of like a guilt.
Okay.
Yeah, like knowing that I got to live the life that my parents would have wanted for themselves.
Yeah.
Um, that ultimately like pushed me to do more and to help others because I would have felt like I wasted this if I didn't maximize all that I could do.
Yeah.
And I think that really motivates me on days I don't want to do anything and just want to be a normal student. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's such a beautiful thing that you said that because one, it shows your heart, and then two, it also shows how much your parents have, like, the goodness that they've kind of instilled in you. Because it's the same way, like, I feel like all immigrant children, or all children of immigrants feel this way. And yeah, it does feel like kind of like a burden that we have to carry, but it also is such a good propellant into life. Um, so, great answer. Do you feel like there is a piece of advice that you wish you could have gotten at a younger age when this was something that you were more struggling with in terms of like feeling that guilt? Do you feel like um, there could have been a piece of advice that you wish you could have got?
Yeah, I think just like having maybe not to feel guilt, embrace the beauty in what I have. I
Yes.
think I wasted a lot of my time, like when I was younger and now, like dwelling on what it could be instead of actually embracing what I do have.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is difficult to be like grateful. That's
Oh
the
yeah.
thing that I've been struggling with. Um, but learning to be grateful would be a really good piece of advice for myself.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so my last kind of question before I give you the space to talk about whatever you want, is in terms of like a standard application where you're restricted to a word count, where you have to send in your GPA, where you have to, kind of be a number in a numbers game. What do you feel like usually gets left out for you that you would hope to be showcased more, but that can't be?
Oh, that's a really good question. Um, this is a little bit not tricky, but I think
Yeah,
it's a little bit complicated for me. But
yeah, no.
like
Take your
growing up, I would always like go to my like friends' houses and like they're like American, like their parents were born here, and
yeah,
seeing like how different their family dynamic is compared to mine.
yeah,
Like my mom can speak like okay English, but like my dad's English, it's not good.
yeah,
So having to be like that translator and to worry whether or not they're able to deposit their money at the bank correctly, or like if they're being like scammed at a transaction. Just having that excess worry that I know other like people, like knowing that my peers don't have to face, was a very odd and like disheartening thing, and it's been very difficult to like verbalize it in a way, you know, like there's other things that trump it, but that's something in the back of my mind that I don't really mention.
Yeah. No, but it's something like coming from kind of similar upbringing. Like I get that 100%
Mm-hmm.
because it always happened to my parents. So it's like if you haven't grown up with it or grown around it, it's something that you really can't understand. But it's a very real like problem. It's a very real fear, and it's also something that like as a young person, it's hard to deal with, and it's hard to kind of be that in between like the real world and your parents. Um, so completely understand that struggle for 100%. Do you have anything you want to share, or in terms of like elaborating on a question or an answer that you had?
Yeah, I had a project that I did in high school that I really would love to mention.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I think it was my junior year of high school. My friend and I, we were in this nonprofit. It was called the People's Promise. So essentially, the whole point of it was to like have civic engagement and increase like voter knowledge among students.
Oh,
And since we're in Louisiana, like we have a really really bad like redistricting and like redlining issue.
yes, yes.
And during it was I think 2022, there was a redistricting rally at the Capitol in Baton Rouge, and the nonprofit and our advisor like we organized testimonies to be given.
Right.
So like I got to go to the Capitol at like 16, speak in front of all of these representatives that did not believe in what I believe.
Yeah.
And then we're just like essentially saying how they're like gerrymandering the state, this county, and how it's cutting off lines, whatever. And then seeing like the representatives get upset and then like argue back at us. And then
Yeah.
it was a whole big thing. But just being able, and then like, of course, like the bill passed, like it's Louisiana.
Yeah.
But they had a modification to the bill because there was a lot of bad press related towards that because we were only in high school and they did all that. So knowing that like something I did affected a bill in a way really inspired me to major in political science. Because my parents were not supportive. Like they had no idea what political science was. They would
Yeah.
like just watch CNN and that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was a really big turning point in my high school career that really pushed me towards this like trajectory.
Hey YouTube, if you enjoyed this person's story, don't forget to subscribe below to hear more from our inspiring youth. If you want to apply for our Storyteller Scholarship or get more involved in our organization, click the link below to apply. Thanks for watching!